This is the most unorthodox way to break video game addictions. And if you have tried everything and you still haven't broken it, I recommend you give what I did a chance because I was actually finally able to break it. To put things in perspective, I used to game about 16 hours a day. 16, guys. That's basically a competitive player right there, okay? And the ironic part was I wasn't actually enjoying it, all right? I was 16 hours into the game, trying to get better, but at the same time, I wasn't even enjoying the game. So I was like, why am I doing this? Why do I keep playing it when I don't even enjoy it, all right? And I'm gonna explain to you how I broke this curse and how you can do the same. All right, the first tip is I want you to transition from playing multiplayer games to only single player games. Now, this is like, what the heck, Anthony? I thought you were telling me to break video game addiction. And this is how I personally did it, all right? I'm telling you, it's unorthodox. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because one of the reasons why multiplayer games is so addictive is because of the social aspect, okay? When you're talking to people, when you're competing with other people who are trying to, beat you, like let's say, I used to be addicted to Overwatch, okay? And when you're just so addicted, you want to beat that person, and when you're playing in people with, the same skill level, it's really addictive to see your rank rise, and it makes you pissed off when you go down, but you know you could do better. So you keep playing and you keep playing, and 16 hours later, you're like, where did my life go? Now, I want you to transition from, if you were where I was, I want you to go from 16 hours of playing multiplayer games to playing 16 hours of single player games. And the reason why I want you to do this is because when we can take out the social aspect, okay? Once you can take out, the competitive, all the social addictive elements, that's one addictive element less that you have to deal with. And I say you just start transitioning over, okay? The second thing I want you to do is I want you to delete all your friends on your Steam and your Battle.net account. And if they were truly good friends, they would support you, okay? So I'm telling you to delete all your friends because when you're trying to beat video game addiction, the social element is probably the reason it's probably the biggest reason why you're addicted to it, is because it's so much fun to play with friends, it's so much fun to play with other people online, and they're all trying, to improve their rank, okay? When you delete your friends and you're just isolating yourself from this world, the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because I want you to channel all this pain of doing 16 hours of playing by yourself, okay? And when you do 16 hours of playing by yourself for video games for months after months, you are gonna hate yourself so much that you're gonna be like, why am I even doing this? I want you to associate so much pain to playing video games that you just think that it's so much better to not play video games. And this is gonna happen over the course of multiple months, okay? It's not gonna happen, in just a week or 2 weeks. For me, it took me about 3 to 6 months after failing for about a year or two, okay? So if it takes time, don't worry, just enjoy the process, okay? Enjoy. It's ironic, but yes, you have to enjoy the process of hating video games. What I personally did was I told myself that I can play any video game in the beginning except Overwatch, okay? Overwatch was the biggest thing I was addicted to. This is the thing I was playing 16 hours a day, addicted to, questioning my life. Why am I even playing this? My friends aren't even playing it anymore. Why am I still playing this, okay? And after I did that, I deleted all my friends lists, okay? And then afterwards, after a month, I told myself, okay, let's not play any Battle.net games, okay? No Heroes of the Storm, no World of Warcraft, nothing, okay? 1 month, I could play on Steam, I could play any other game, I could play any console game, but I can't play any Battle.net, okay? And then I transitioned to 1 month later, I'm like, okay, I can't play Battle.net, I can't play Steam games, but I can play any other video game. And if you, those are the two main, gaming platforms when you're a PC player like me. And you're like, okay, what can you play? So what I transitioned to was I still had this craving for video games, but since I told myself I can't play Battle.net and Steam over the course of 2 months, I'm like, okay, I need to play a video game. I don't care what it is. So I actually went to Congregate and played Flash games, okay? And there's also a new, it's like a new gaming platform called Cartridge, which you probably never heard of, but basically it's like a Steam for Flash games, okay? That's how desperate I was to play video games. That's how bad my addiction was, okay? And after I did that, I was playing those single player games, questioning my life for 16 hours a day, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing, okay? I'm not playing Battle.net, I'm not playing Steam. That's all I had to accomplish, okay? While questioning my life and hating my life, that's what I did for 16 hours a day for a whole month. And after that, I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I can't do Steam, Battle.net, cartridge. I can only play Flash games. And when when you are playing Flash games for like 8 hours a day, at one point I played all of them. So I was just scrolling through the Flash games. I'm like, wow, all these games kind of suck. Why am I even here? You know, once you keep doing that, it's like you really start to question what you're doing with your life when you're browsing through Flash games for hours of your day doing absolutely nothing productive. And now the reason why this is so unorthodox is because you're channeling all this hate into video games and hating your life. And it's so unorthodox because, you know, you should be like, okay, you need to accept yourself. But when you can associate so much pain and isolation to playing these video games, at one point, it's going to drive you so badly that, okay, you're like, okay, I need to do something else. Which leads to my fourth point, or whatever point I'm on, is to start developing good habits, okay? What I notice is that when you start developing good habits, you know, in the morning, I want you to do 1 hour of just, you know, exercise, meditation, and what I do is a cold shower, but, you know, just take a warm shower, right? A cold shower if you're brave, all right, like me. And what happens is, you know, in the process of going 1, 2, 3, I was doing these good habits in the morning, okay? And what happens is, physically, it's 1 hour less of, you know, getting addicted, you know, 1 hour dedicating to improving your life, all right? And what happens is when you develop these good habits is like physically it's 1 hour less, but mentally, to me, it's like 3 hours less of addictive, because what happens is when you develop these good habits, you're starting to affect your life a little bit more, okay? You're like, okay, I want to actually improve my life. Video games doesn't really improve my life, but that means when I was going to, you know, my first 3 months of trying to quit video games, I was still playing video games. Instead of 16 hours a day, I was doing more like 14 hours a day, okay? It wasn't such a huge change, but it was like the small stepping stone. In addition to good habits, I want you to find one hobby that you enjoy doing that you could do for 1 hour. It doesn't have to be anything productive. For me, it was singing and playing the guitar. And now what that does is when you are trying to improve yourself and you have a hobby that you enjoy, it's a lot easier to be like, take a break from a game, you know, learn how to sing, learn how to play the guitar for 1 hour, and then get back to your gaming. So now you tone it down from 16 hours to 14 hours, and you're developing these good habits that you want to improve yourself over time. And over time, it's going to start to affect the video games. You're like, okay, maybe I want to improve my life just a little bit more. And you're going to tone it down to 13, 12, 11, 10. And this happens over the course of the months, okay? It doesn't happen immediately. It's over the course of months. And if you've been following this process so far, over time, it's the addictive flavor is going to start to decrease. And your video game addiction is going to be like, okay, you know, I kind of don't want to play, but I feel like this like druggy urge to just play video games. And that's the cheap dopamine in your brain, and you want to fight that urge, okay? You want to try your best. If you fall into temptation, it's okay. Just try to fight it, all right? And what happens is over time, it becomes easier if you're developing your good habits, if you have a hobby, and you're trying to decrease the time from 14 hours to 13 hours every day, okay? And what happens is over time, you're going to be like, why am I even playing these games? Like, there's no point. Like, I don't even enjoy it anymore. I deleted all my friends. I deleted all the social games. I'm just playing in isolation by myself. What am I doing with my life? And over the course, you know, you're playing less and less now. Maybe you find another hobby. Maybe you find more purpose in your life, okay? You find a goal, the dream that you want to achieve. You're improving your life, and you're like, you know, why can't I improve my life to achieve my dream? You know, and it just all starts to bleed over where you just want to improve your life rather than just being stagnant and playing these games that you don't even enjoy anymore. And at one point, you know, it never completely goes away. You can get rid of it 99%, but it never completely goes away. But when you are at the state of where I am right now, when you have almost like, I feel like I beat like 95% of it right now, okay? If you are where I'm at right now in quitting video games, you're going to look back and be like, why couldn't I just quit, okay? Why couldn't I just quit that gaming urge addiction earlier? And the reason why is because it takes time to develop these habits of, if you're doing your meditation, if you're doing your exercise or whatever good habits, journaling, over time, it starts to change your mindset a little bit. And when it changes that mindset, you can't really understand your past self. Like, you've lived through it and you can understand it, but when you are where I am at right now, you can understand it, but at the same time you can't, okay? And it's this weird contradiction in your head, okay? And you're gonna thank yourself later, okay? You're gonna thank yourself that you were able to fight this addiction. Maybe it's not as bad as mine was, okay? 16 hours is pretty bad. Maybe it's like 4 hours, after work, and you just want to be more social, have more fun. This was how I did it when my addiction was really bad. And if you are struggling with any sort of addiction, there's risk to coming with this element, with this method, but at the same time, this was how I was able to break my addiction. And I hope that whoever's watching this video and whoever wants to break their addiction, I hope that this has shed some light on how I was able to personally do it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you break that addiction.